Hey yo, how's it going? I hope you all is in a good condition as well. So here, come back with me and study with Z-Day again. For today, I am gonna teach you or I'm gonna share about the aspect of speech exactly simple present tense. So before we continue to the lessons, I want to ask you, do you ever know the simple present tense? Or maybe you just only know how to speak well, but you don't know what sentence do you use in your speaking. So here is the explanation.
Okay, the simple present tense is when you use the verb to tell about things that happen continually in the present, like every day, every week, or every month. We use the simple present tense for anything that happens often or is factual.
Do you ever hear the use of simple present tense? No? Okay, let me tell you what's ever the use of simple present tense. Here it is.
Use of simple present tense. First, regular habit or daily routine. Use the simple present to express the idea that an action is repeated or usual. The action can be a habit, a hobby, a daily, or something that often happens. For example, I eat rice. I always get up at 4 o'clock a.m. They are at the school every day. The second, fact or generalization. The simple present can also indicate the speaker believes that a fact was true before, is true now, and will be true in the future. For example, one day is 12 hours. A week has 7 days. The third, schedule event in near future. Speakers occasionally use simple present tense to talk about scheduled events in near future. This is usually done when talking about public transportation, but it can be used with other scheduled events as well. For example, the bus arrives at 7 a.m. The class begins at 11 a.m.
After you know the definition of simple present tense and also the use of simple present tense, you also have to know how to make a simple present tense, or we can say the form to make the simple present tense.
Okay, here is the form of simple present tense. The first is verbal form. Begin from affirmative. The form is subject plus verb 1 plus object. For the example is I run or she sings. Why I put S or ES here, because if the subject is 3% singular or he it, we use to add S or ES. But if the subject is I, you, they, we don't need to add S or ES. For a negative form, the subject plus do or does plus not plus verb 1 plus object. For example, I don't eat and he doesn't come. We use does if the subject is 3% singular or she is. Another form is like I, you, they, we just need to use do not. Okay, for interrogative, does plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. For example, do you see it? Does he drink my water? Does is used for 3% singular subject like she is. Another subject, except that we use okay, next is nominal form. For affirmative, subject plus to be plus complement. Here for example is you are beautiful and she is my father. For the to be here, to be is used if the subject is 3% singular, and then am is used if the subject is I, and are is used when the subject is you or they. Next, for the negative form is subject plus to be plus not plus complement. For example, they are not my classmate, she is my neighbor. And then for interrogative sentence, there is to be plus subject plus complement. For example, are you a student? Is she your cousin? One thing that you have to remember that is used if the subject she, it, or 3% singular. Am is used if the subject is I. Are is used if the subject is you or they.
You have now known about the definition of simple present tense, the use of simple present tense, and how to make simple present tense. But one thing that you have to remember, that is the grammar rules of making simple present tense. The first, to form the simple present tense, we add s to the infinitive of the verb in the third person singular. She, he, it. For example, I live and she lives. Why I say that she lives? Because the subject of the verb is she, and she becoming the third person singular. So we need to add s in the verb. Okay, go on to the second grammar rules. For the second, the verb which has ends with o, double s, sh, h, x, we need to add es. For example, I kiss. So there will be she kisses. When you use the subject is third person singular. So the verb ends with o, s, h, I, c, h, x. We need to add es. Okay, go on to the next grammar rules. That is, a consonant followed by w. The w changes into ea, and we need to add s in the end of the verb. For example, they study. So if you're gonna change the subject to be she, he, or it, you just need to change also the subject, like becoming they, he's. Well, that's all the presentation from me exactly about the lesson about simple present tense. If you have any questions, just write your questions in the comment below, and see you in the next lesson.